And then
I missed my cue. Welcome to Tech Talk Today, where we discuss tech, and it's always today. Today, we are talking all about our new iPhone 13s and what have you. Maegan, happy
Jake.
International Podcasting Day.
Woo! Yay!
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I turned it down.
Yay! I woke up
Yay!
and saw the news this morning, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, happy International Podcasting Day. We are podcasters. This is our third episode.
Third and a half.
Third and a half. That's true. We had our trailer go out over the summer.
That preview episode was important.
It was. It was our first Apple event episode also.
It was. Oh, tiny baby us.
Yeah.
I mean, I still feel like we're tiny baby chicken us, but
Just a little bit, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's Maegan?
Megan's good. Megan's been working a lot, but that's okay because I got my project launched on Monday, which was great.
Yay!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. How are you, Jake?
I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
7:30 is like my bedtime. It's so late right now.
So I took that into account because usually I was like, I know at first we were like 8, and I was like, I bet that's a little bit too late for Jake. Let's bump it up at least 30 minutes and see how that goes.
Aw, I'm a tiny sleepy old people.
Yeah, that's okay.
Tiny sleepy old people.
We would also be. I would also be a little bit sleepy but it's hockey season, so the new team that we're following is on the West Coast, which means all the games start at 8.
The Seattle Kraken.
And then Katie is watching, and then the wife is watching The Wild right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, I love The Wild. I miss hockey. I just I don't have the attention span to watch it on TV, but I love hockey games.
I usually do something with it on in the background. I don't usually just sit and watch. There's usually something else that I'm doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I should do that.
And same with Katie. She's playing Animal Crossing right now.
Oh, that's so perfect.
Yeah.
I heard there's
really
a new
is.
update coming to Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They
nothing
did that whole event thing about it, right? I think.
I think there's an entire Nintendo Direct dedicated to just it, maybe.
I think so. I think I remember seeing that because I think Cynthia started her Discord channel back up saying, "Oh, gotta play it now."
Yeah.
And I just have not been in it to try to play it.
Same. I fell off that wagon like most people.
Yeah. But it happens. I mean, it is. I think it's still my wife's favorite game.
Yeah.
On the Switch. It's either that or Skyrim. Those are the games that she plays.
I forgot about Skyrim.
And I'm like, okay, I'll just play Tetris. I'm good.
Yeah. Also, my allergies are super bad today, so
Oh
I'm
no.
just muting and gulping water and coughing all the time, so I apologize.
No, you're fine. No need to apologize. We got to take care of ourselves. Jake, do we have updates?
We do have updates. I said 2 false statements in our last episode.
All right, what are they?
I'm already so good at this. I was like, oh, the first generation Apple Pencil totally works on the newer iPads. I don't understand what's the point. It doesn't work on the newer generation iPads. I was on Apple's website and I saw something and they were listing all the iPads that it was compatible with, and I'm like, oh, that's the current that's an M1, right? I don't know what happened, but
that's okay. Well, it's not just you. I'm like, where's my mute button? Yeah, that's great. Allergy season is great. Fall is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it is wonderful, but I just get a little extra coffee.
I mean, it's only wonderful because it's not 100 degrees in Texas anymore.
Yeah.
But we don't really get fun fall weather.
I get fun fall weather. Some friends and I are going apple picking on Saturday. And
Oh,
I'm so excited.
that's fun.
I've never gone apple picking.
I haven't either. That sounds like so much fun. We did pumpkin patch last year, I think. Yeah, it had to be last year. We did pumpkin patch last year, and that was fun. That was my first time, but it was in November, and I was still sweating like could be in just jeans and a t-shirt, and I was just like, I'm done. This is why we don't do outside things in Texas ever. There is never a time to do outside things.
You should move to Seattle.
Goals. Literally, actual goals that are being set, and we're figuring out how to do.
I love that so much. If y'all move to Seattle, I may honestly follow.
Do it. I think we've gotten. I'm 80% positive that CJ isn't joking about that he will actually join too, but I could be wrong. But yes,
we're all gonna start a commune, and it's gonna be great.
That's what we should do anyway.
Yes.
Anyway, back to that first gen. Complete sidetrack. First gen Apple Pencil. Well, I kind of assumed that it wouldn't work, but I didn't know if there were enough adapters around that could cause it to work.
Yeah.
But
yeah, when we were recording the last episode, as soon as he said, "But the lightning connector," I'm like, Jake, this makes no sense.
Yeah, and then also the only way the Apple Pencil Gen 2 connects is through the magnet port on the top. So to switch it, if we had 2 iPads that were compatible with it, to switch the pencil, we'd snap it and then snap it.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah. But it's all cleared up now. We know what's going on. And apparently, and what was the second statement? You said there were 2 statements.
I had 2 false statements. The other one was, I'm just not an iPad person. And yet the day after we recorded the podcast, I ordered myself an iPad mini.
Okay, but that iPad mini came out of nowhere and was
It did.
super and is such a great update.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so cute and little, and because I was a day late to coming around to ordering it,
Mhm.
I didn't get it on launch day. It's going to be here
Mm,
middle of October. I'm checking the Apple Store every day to see if they have them in stock, and then if they do, I'm just going to go buy one and cancel my order.
that's
Um,
fair.
but I did go to the Apple Store the other day
Mhm.
to get a phone case for my new iPhone.
Fun.
Um, and while I was there, I did like go up to the iPad Mini, and it was just so cute and perfect. And I'm very excited for mine to arrive.
Oh, I'm excited to see it. I haven't been to the Apple Store yet since the announcement because I went like a couple days before the announcement,
Hmm.
so nothing new was there besides like the stuff that had already been around for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But uh, I just it's like the perfect size. I feel like for a device that you just want to sit on the couch with and like
Uh-huh.
either read a book from or just scroll. Like
Hmm.
I don't
I'm
know.
so excited to fly down to Texas and visit y'all and just have my little teeny baby iPad with me on the plane.
And then we'll see it side by side my monster iPad.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
It'll be like, "Daddy, baby."
Tiny baby.
It'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but is there anything else that made you not an iPad person? Like, did you start like since the event? Did you start like picking up the iPad more to try to get like
Well,
workflows,
so
or do you think it's just going to be too big of a shift because you're going from the Gen 1 12.9 inch, right?
mhm. Yeah, so I've got the original iPad Pro giant Big Daddy. Um and when I bought that, I had a completely different job and I was using it all the time and like using it to
Mhm.
its potential at the time as well. And ever since like starting my job at ETC and moving here, I just like haven't used it as much. And like whenever I want to use it, I have to wait for it to charge up
Right.
because it's dead.
Mhm.
And it's just so big and bulky. I just like don't want to carry it around.
Mhm.
Um, but I started thinking about like which phone I was going to get because I was really torn between the iPhone 13 Pro and the 13 Mini, and I was like, okay, if I get the 13 Mini and I also get the iPad Mini, like there's some experiences that the teeny tiny baby phone,
Mhm.
like the iPad Mini will like make up for some of those missed experiences.
That's fair.
Plus, it's so tiny, like I can bring it with me easily.
Will it fit in your back jeans pocket?
Probably,
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Okay.
Like I haven't tried, but I'm pretty sure that thing is
Well,
gonna fit in the pocket.
I'm pretty sure like that'd be kind of sketch going into the Apple store and being like, "Hold on, y'all, just one sec. Let me try to."
Is the security tether long enough? Rip. Beep, beep,
Well,
beep.
they don't do security tethers, do they?
They do, yeah, or at least up here they do.
Not in Austin. I don't think. I don't think.
Oh,
At least not in the phones.
oh yeah, they did them on the phones too.
I could be
Like,
wrong, but I thought that they did got rid of that.
oh wow, yeah. Because when I was there, I also like went up and looked at the some of the iPhone 13 Pros because I didn't
Hmm.
get one because I wanted to see the display.
Right.
And they had the whole lineup of all four models like on little special MagSafe
Hmm.
chargers, but there was this really cool like retractable safety cable
Oh, that's
that
neat.
went down beneath it too, and I'm like, wow, the engineering, like it's flawless.
Oh, the amount of engineering that they have to put towards their like Apple Store stuff is like insane. Like the
Yeah.
table that you just hit a magic spot and like it pops out like a drawer, and I'm like, that's like some Iron Man stuff right there. It's just like,
Yes. Remember when they had iPad, like little iPad kiosks that would
yes.
like have show you
Next,
all the specs of what you were looking at?
before they got
It
the
was
app on everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. iPad selling iPads was my favorite thing.
That was so cool. Apple, that's so great.
They're ever evolving.
I know. Uh, Okay, real quick. This has nothing to do with updates, or anything on our list of stuff to talk about. So this is great. So I was on the YouTubes, as I do. I found myself like putting on YouTube videos more and more at work. For some reason, on the channel that I'm watching all my YouTubes on, which is my normal channel, my at Maegan Wilson, my Maegan Wilson _ channel, I wasn't subscribed to I Just Seen until last week. I don't know how. I don't know how. It just wasn't in the cards, I guess. But so today, though, I go on and it's like this video from like 11 years ago from her. And it's the I don't know if you've seen this video. It's I Got a Feeling. So it's the Black Eyed Peas I Got a Feeling song, but it's like she's like going to take profile pictures. Where she has made this whole music video. And it's talking about making profile pictures. To I Got a Feeling.
That's incredible. Can you send me this
so
I can feature Jake and watch it?
Yes, and we'll put it in the show notes because that was like I was like, how did this get recommended to me at all? Like 11 years ago, how did this pop up?
That's incredible. I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
I love iJustine. I want to be her life. She's the CEO of Apple.
I mean, basically.
Like, I saw like when she interviewed Tim Apple after
the event,
the iPhone event. I saw this tweet of, "Look, it's the CEO of Apple interviewing Tim Cook," and I'm like, "They're not wrong."
No, they're not. Oh, what did I read the other day? And I don't know if this is true, but I read on like, I read about her that she had Steve Jobs had like a restraining order against her. Again, I have no idea if that's true. I'm gonna have to look that up, and that will actually be my follow-up task. But that is what I had heard. I had read. I don't know if it was on TikTok or if it's on YouTube in one of her in the comments though.
That's wild. I really want to know more about that.
It is very wild and just not what I was expecting to read or hear at all.
Yeah.
But that is what I heard, and I was very shooketh. Anyway, I put the link in the chat if anyone's watching and wants to know what we're talking about, and I just texted it to you.
Oh, thanks.
And I guess I'll put it in my Notion doc so I can update the notes.
I'm in my podcasting focus right now, and I have like all notifications turned off, even repeat calls. Like,
ooh, you're like legit.
Me, like, nope, sorry. Let's see, what have I missed? I have missed like 18 text messages.
That's all right.
In the 15 minutes that I have been in this focus.
You are just a popular person.
I'm in way too many group chats.
That's fair. That's usually what gets me.
Yeah.
All right, next thing. We'll circle back. I feel like I'm just like one that circles us back. Apple Watch Series 0 is officially vintage.
Wild.
It's but all the devs out there are probably rejoicing right now that they can drop support soon. Like, yeah. I don't even know if that one did proper apps, to be honest.
I can't remember. And the software, like, they've stopped making software updates a couple years ago. Yeah. I think the Series 4, when the Series 4 came out, that was the first year they didn't make an update available for the Series 0.
Okay.
But
so it's
like, just wild.
Years. Yeah. Did you have it?
I did. I had the Series 0, and then I held off until the Series 4.
Oh,
and,
man.
Wow, that was a joke.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had the Series 0. My grandpa bought it for me as a congrats, you're getting a real person job. Because it came out that summer that I had been offered my full-time position at High End.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. So he was like, okay, go buy the one you want. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get the stainless steel because it's new. And I wasn't going to, it was also like a congrats, you're graduating like in a year and you got a real person job. And it's a job in using your theater degree. So congrats. I was like, amazing. Great, I'll take it.
So Grandpa didn't fund the $14,000 or $17,000 Apple Watch edition?
No, I did not go for the gold. I didn't even try. Well, and then I still thought the gold was the most ridiculous product they've made. just because it's like literally like a year later, it's going to be out of date.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But people bought it. Some people,
I,
celebrities.
I mean, that's true. People did. And it was only available in select Apple stores.
Yeah.
I don't
And
even know
like
if you could order it online, could you?
I think actually it might have been online. Oh, like primarily online. Like
Yeah.
there were
I think
some
there were
stores
like
that sold
2 or 3 stores that had it.
but like I remember like what they would hire a security service to deliver it for you. Like they wouldn't put it through the mail, and
Yeah.
like the box was absolutely insane that it came with. Like it charged it, and it was like leather and blue suede, and it was really pretty, and I want the box.
That's fair.
But I don't want the watch.
That's fair.
But yeah,
But yeah.
it's just wild that like we officially have a vintage Apple Watch. Like Apple Watch has been around that long.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that is the first Apple Pro. I mean, like the iPhone was already established pretty much before I got my first one.
Same.
Same with iPad. Well, I had the iPad too. I had the good iPad, but and the Mac line had obviously already been established by the time I had gotten one because that was established, I think, before I was born. So there's that. But like, so I think the Apple Watch is the first one that like kind of came into fruition as I was getting more and more like adulty and could appreciate like what Apple's actually doing.
Yeah.
Because like high school Megan was appreciative, but not as like analytical about everything that was happening with Apple.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, like I was very excited about the Apple Watch, and I ordered it day one, instant buy. But like the quantity, I remember the quantities were so tight when they were doing pre-orders for that. Like every minute counted.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And like I got in like 2 minutes late, and I was already like several days after launch day that my watch was arriving. And I remember like there was this giant like crowdsourced spreadsheet where everyone was like tracking like the minute and second that their order went through, and like when their
Jeez.
watch was going to be delivered, and like people were tracking like how Apple was making them, and it was so fun.
That's
It was a
crazy.
wild time.
Oh, I'm sure. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So
It
whenever
was
the day my Apple Watch was supposed to be delivered, I was scheduled to go to work, and I was like talking to one of my coworkers,
mhm,
and like I lived in a not so safe part of town because I was a college student,
mhm.
and it was like great, like well, $500 a month for a room, like that's not bad in Austin,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'll
Wow.
take it, especially for a college student, like I'll take it. It included like everything in it. So yes. But it's not so safe part of town. And he convinced me that I should probably take the day off of work so that I could be home when it got delivered.
Uh-huh.
And I did. And then it was not delivered until 8 p.m. that night.
That would just give me so much anxiety. Just like waiting all day.
Literally
for
just
this.
in my room waiting, probably
That's
watching some TV show, probably watching, I think, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something.
Yes, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, that would just give me so much anxiety. Like I am so impatient. Like I am checking the Apple's stock of the iPad mini every day just to see if I can get it earlier than the one I have ordered.
Yep. I've been there.
And I'm so thankful that I ship my new iPhones to work where UPS shows up at like 8 in the morning.
That's so nice. UPS showed up at like 4 o'clock, I think, for us on Friday, which wasn't terrible, but I still was like, where are you all day? Like, warning all my meetings. Like, I might have to pause real quick and step aside. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I love that. But yeah, that Apple Watch pre-order was the second most chaotic pre-order I have ever been a part of with Apple.
Was the first one this one? Because this one was a shit show. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The first, the most chaotic pre-order that I have gone through with Apple was the iPhone 13 pre-order.
Okay, they've had 13 iPhones to get this right. This is also, they've had multiple devices between the 13 iPhones to get this right. I guess we should explain what happened. Do you want to, or do you want me to?
You can go for it.
Okay. So within the so I'll just explain what happened on my end, and I think Jake has the same thing. Wake up at 6:45. Make sure that the Apple Store is ready to go. Keep refreshing just in case, we're not already watching the clock, but got to make sure that it actually is going to hit 7 o'clock and it's ready to go. Okay. Store doesn't refresh like it should at 7 o'clock anyway. It's already 7:02 by the time I actually get in because it's just spinning there and it's loading. Oh, by the way, I'm in a hotel. So I'm not even at home. I have one other device, which is my iPad and then the wife's phone because the wife is not worried about this. She's like, if you pre-order it and it gets here on day one, that's great. If not, I'll just get the phone when I get the phone. So like I'm there with both the phones. They're both doing the same thing. Pre-order save did not work. Whatever it's called, pre-save or whatever, did not work. Did not recall my selection. Did not recall the wife's selection. Well, actually, no, it didn't because I had to redo hers. But once I got into my phone, I just kind of waited for hers to do hers.
Yep.
I wasn't trying to do both at the same time. It was like my phone first, hers is next.
Good call.
Then I try to check out. So after I get the phone added again, I then try to check out with my Apple Card and get denied 3 times. And I'm like, WTF, what is going on? Why am I not able to use my Apple Card? Because what else is the point of having the Apple Card if you can't buy the iPhone on it and get the 3 points? Because it is not good for anything else besides Apple products, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
well, don't forget mobile and Walgreens.
I think I get 3% back on my travel card, though.
Oh, that's fair.
At those. So that's the deal, though. Like, everywhere that I get 3% back, I already get 3% back on a different card that I have.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just because I spend $1,000 a year at Apple, at least $2,000 because Katie's phone a year at Apple, at least at minimum, because there's the iPads and all the other stuff that happens, accessories and everything. Like every year we spend, so I mean 3% back on that would be great. And they just don't take it. So finally, I'm like, after the third one, I'm like, F it, I'm just gonna use my other credit card, I guess. And like I get it pre-ordered and it's gonna be delivered day one. I repeat the same thing on Katie's phone. Exact same thing. I try with the Apple Card again just to make sure, like, maybe it's like I needed to type it and the autofill just wasn't working.
Yeah.
No. So I used the same credit card that I used for my phone, and we finally got them both ordered. But Twitter had imploded by that point because apparently I was not the only one that could not order my phone with the Apple Card. And Jake also could not order their phone with the Apple Card.
Yeah, it was because I'm on the iPhone upgrade program, and like iPhone upgrade program customers with Apple cards, just it wasn't working that day. I was like, I am not going to use another card because I'm willing to sacrifice my day one phone for that just extra little bit of cash on my Apple Cash card. But yeah, like I tried so many times. I was late for work, and like I tried a couple times like during the morning at work, and it still wasn't working. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna call Apple because I saw a tweet that's like, call them, and they helped me out. So I called them, and the sales person I was talking to was like, oh yeah, it's not working right now, sorry. It's like there's nothing I can do. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just order with a different credit card. And you can change which card is billed with so I'm just gonna switch it over to my Apple Card. So it's really just like the initial like down payment of the taxes and whatnot. I'm not getting that 3% on, but
okay, but that was
a shit show.
That was such a shit show. But that is still a pretty penny. Like those taxes. Like, I mean, we bought 2 iPhones that day.
Yep.
Like that's 2 and I didn't get the base model in my phone. I got the next one up because I know I'm going to be wanting to record in ProRes, which have they actually I haven't figured out how to do it. I don't think it's been unlocked yet.
Yes, not yet.
Okay, great. I didn't want to feel stupid, but great. So like I got the next one up. I got the 512 because I knew I wanted to shoot in ProRes. I didn't. I mean, I think Katie got the base phone, but still, like, that's still a good chunk of money in taxes. That Apple doesn't get to claim any of that money back.
Yeah.
So we have 3 iPhones in the mix here that Apple didn't get that money.
Yep.
Times however many people, you know that they were pushing that for the last 3 years to get everyone on this plan and with the Apple Card. How much money do you think they lost, and how much do you think Tim Cook yelled that day?
I wonder if he has if he has a temple vein, it probably would have been throbbing. Ugh. Oh, Apple.
Because I said, what is the point of the Apple Card though at that point? Like,
yeah. It was ridiculous.
And
but luckily, like,
I don't even have the actual titanium Apple Card. I only have it on the Apple. Like, this is how much I don't plan on using the Apple Card except for like Apple purchases. So like, because I just have the Apple Pay. Like, that's it. Everything else goes on the other travel card because it's the same. And I'm like, I'd rather just get hotel points at that point.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I apparently like the 13 mini wasn't very popular. Surprise. So like even at like noon, I was still able to pre-order my launch day.
Nice.
iPhone.
Congrats.
Teeny tiny, and I love it.
Sorry, I just
listening at the podcast. I'm rubbing my phone on my face right now.
It's so tiny. It's so small.
It's so teeny tiny. Like, here's my old Pro X.
Oh man. That's gonna be like my iPad and your iPad together. That's gonna be like the same thing. That's crazy.
It's wild, and I love it.
It's so tiny. I wish I could let myself go to a phone that small and lose features, but alas, I did not. So
got some FOMO.
I got the Pro, so I have the 3 cameras, and the blue is super pretty, especially against the leather. Like it ended up being. I like this blue a lot better than the Pacific blue that was last year's blue.
Yeah.
Because it's brighter.
Yeah, this year's is a lot better. Like last year's was good.
Yeah, last year's is what I wanted like 4 years ago. Whenever like they started doing like whenever they were still doing the home button. Because then we would still see the blue like on the front.
That would have been so good.
Yeah, but alas, we got it last year.
I'm glad they're getting colorful again.
It's nice
with like Macs and
iPads. I want the iPad Pros to go colorful though.
Same.
I still want a blue one. Like everything in Sierra blue now. I'd be so happy.
Oh yeah. That being said, I am very excited about my purple iPad mini.
Yeah, I would be too. I'm excited to see your purple iPad mini. I've seen them all in YouTube videos, and I'm like,
they're beautiful.
Oh yeah. And then we have the blue iMac here, M1 iMac over yonder. And the Magic Mouse that came with it just has the hint of blue. Yeah.
I can't wait for them to start selling those accessories.
I hope so. I will, because we didn't get the trackpad with it because that wasn't in stock. Or if I could have custom ordered it, it would have been the trackpad and I would have gotten both because then I would have stolen the trackpad for my own desk. But yeah. All right, phones though. That is the topic today. So I'll start with my phone. What I like, what I don't like. I haven't found any qualms with it, so I don't have any don't likes yet. It's an iPhone. It works. I'm very happy with it. I don't have that much to report yet because I haven't actually done much testing with it, so to say. Like I haven't gone out to where I wanted to photograph anything. I've done some like night tests of Sydney, of my cat, which have turned out like so good. Like you can tell that night mode got a boost because of how good those photos are.
Wow.
But next time we talk, I could have follow-up or updates on that. Because my next video that I'm going to do for my YouTube channel is going to be about how I use my M1 iPad. And I'm going to film it all using the phone is the plan.
And
And
hopefully ProRes is out.
hopefully, if not, it's okay. Like as long as I get like 4K, it has 4K 60, so it'll be fine. I don't even actually use log or anything on my camera. So like I'm not that hurt about it. It's just it would be nice to have it, but it's fine for right now. And then I'm going to edit it all on the iPad as well. So all my vlogs lately have been edited actually on my iPad.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's been great. Because then I can just do it out on the couch while we're watching hockey or whatever. But so next week I'll know more, and I'll try to get some of Katie's opinions because she's going to help me film part of it. For like B-roll type things. But and this will be the first time that she helps me, and I like threw out like little charts for her to like follow. Like we'll see how this goes. Like my little like notebook looks like it's like a football play. For like a couple of them. I have all these plans. We'll see what actually happens. And then so I'll have more to say about that like for video and photo stuff next time. But so I mentioned Katie got she got the pink iPhone 13, just the regular one. It's a really pretty color. Pink. I really like the subtle pink. I miss the rose gold phones. Like that was my color of phone whenever we had those.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, that was my color of phones when it turned into just the screen on the front, I should say.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Whenever it could just be solid black on the front, I got the rose gold phone.
Nice.
I mean, I like rose gold so much that it's actually like on my wedding band. But yeah, it's rose gold, silver, and then rose gold. It's really nice. But so if it was a little bit more red, it would be like the perfect color for me. But it's still like, or a little bit more bronzy, I should say. But it's a really nice pink. But I went to go take a picture of the dog sitting on his couch. And I didn't want to scoot forward because I would disrupt the dog. And I went to go and zoom in on her phone. And I got hit by the fact that there's not the 3x camera.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is like my most used camera for pet photos. Is that 3x camera, because I will go and I don't want to disrupt the animals. So I go and I hit the button and then I just hit the 3 and we zoom in even more.
Yeah.
That is what I noticed. And as soon as I did that, I was like, and I'm glad that I did not get a smaller phone at that point.
Yeah. I used that lens so much more than I thought I did.
You can get one of those like Moment lenses. Have you tried playing with the lenses that like Moment sells?
I've gotten lenses for past phones. The problem is like the lenses usually only last a phone.
So Moments. I don't know if you've heard of the Moment store. They last multiple phones, and because they hook up via so I think they have ones that hook up via case. So as long as you have a compatible case, you can take it from phone to phone.
Oh, I always assumed they had to like re-engineer the lens like every single time.
It depends on what lens you get, but the Moment ones, like you can, like people have a collection and they just take them, and they even have like a clip mount for it, so that you can just like clip it to the back of your phone.
I may look into this.
Yeah,
I may look into this.
I'll find a link. I think it's shopmoment.com. Yeah. And they don't have any lens cases yet for the 13 series. I've looked.
Yeah.
But they do have the lenses, and like I said, they have that little clippy thing that goes on it. They've already put out videos saying that it works. Oh no, they have the lens mount that you can drop in. So you get one of their cases, and then they have the drop-in lens mount that goes inside their case, and then you can mount the lens on whatever lens you want to put it on your phone.
Gotcha. Okay, I may have to look into this.
Link in the chat, and we'll put it in the show notes also.
Woo!
This is for your phone. Yeah. They're I haven't used them. They look cool on YouTube, but like I'm like, if I'm gonna, they're not cheap. Like they're the one or where'd they go? They're like $130, so take
Mhm.
that with what you will. But if they last multiple phones, they could be useful. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I'd rather just save the $130 and just invest it in my camera gear.
same.
But I mean, they are small enough to put on to just leave in your bag or something like that. And then if you don't have your camera for whatever reason, I don't know.
Down.
They're nifty.
Love it.
Um, they look
Would love
nifty.
that.
They look good in the YouTube videos I watch. But yeah,
Love it.
yeah. But what are your thoughts on your phone? So that's what I have on my phone. So we should talk about
Yeah,
your phone.
more coming soon.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't. I mean, it works good as a dog photo cam.
Mhm.
Um, I did I don't know. Like that's what I got. I've had to redo my phone screen though. Like I redid the home screen
Uh-huh.
because I obviously don't have as much space as I used to. Um, but yeah, I'm going to talk about that more in our next section about iOS 15 features.
Deal.
Yeah. So, how's your phone?
I love it. It's so cute.
It's like
It's
actual
it's
phone size.
it's actual phone size. Like it's the iPhone 5, but it's all screen. Yeah, I love this teeny tiny size. Like I had the Pro
Mhm.
Max last year because I wanted the camera features that were exclusive to the Pro Max. But like going from the Pro Max to the Mini has just been a wild ride, and I have loved every moment of it. I love this phone so much. It may be my favorite iPhone since the iPhone 5.
That's a big
Yeah.
that's a big one.
I can't yet say if I love it more than the iPhone 5,
Mhm.
but I do really love it. And I got the blue one and it's super pretty and I like that blue. It's not as pretty as the Pro Max or the
It's still
Pro.
a pretty blue though, cuz it's
Yeah.
that deep blue, but
Yep.
it's still blue. Like it's not like a deep navy blue, like it's a pretty
Yeah.
blue.
And like what I like about it is like the aluminum frame around it.
Mhm.
Like just you can see it in the like bezel of the phone. It's like when you're looking at it straight on, you get this beautiful like blue border
Ooh, that
around
sounds
your
pretty.
screen. And like
Yeah.
I got the blue in the Pro Max last year, but like
Mhm.
the border is so dark it just looks black when you're looking straight onto the phone.
Mhm.
But yeah, just having that blue trim when you're looking straight on is really, really pleasing.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, like it's teeny and little and I love it so much. The battery life is definitely like it's a smaller battery. Like I'm at
Mhm.
56% right now and I other than driving, I haven't charged it.
Mhm.
Um,
But that's not bad. That's like all day. The way that people were breaking the iPhone 12 mini like battery sound was that like they were gonna be like in hot water by like 2 o'clock.
yeah, and I mean, like, I haven't done anything extreme with it yet. This weekend's gonna be a really good test for it. Like Saturday,
Mhm.
I'm just going to like have a bunch of activities planned, and I'm gonna
Ooh.
be taking a lot of photos. So
Mhm.
like, it'll be really interesting to see how the battery holds up on Saturday.
Mhm. But you got that
Um,
MagSafe battery. I'm probably jumping a little bit here. You got the MagSafe battery pack, right?
I did. I did. I didn't even consider it when I had the Pro Max, just because
Mhm.
like I've never had battery issues with those Max phones. And I was like, maybe like when I travel, I'll get the battery pack. But then Verizon had this sale where if you got the 20-watt charger, a MagSafe charger, and the battery pack, you get
Mhm.
30% off. And I'm like, I was already thinking about getting another MagSafe charger
Mhm.
and I was planning on getting a battery pack eventually. So I'm like, I'll just get it now and save it the 30%.
Mhm. That totally makes sense.
It's a little derpy on the 13 mini.
Uh-huh.
Like it's big on the 13 mini. But it'll be nice to have on hand for those adventure days. So I'm planning on just tossing it in my back pocket when I go out on Saturday, and if I need it, I'll just pop my wallet off and slap the battery pack on.
Nice. I love that sound. The chink.
Yeah, but, like, while we're talking about MagSafe, like, the MagSafe experience on the 13 mini is
Mm-hmm.
magical. Like, the on the Pro Max, like, I was always fumbling around, like, getting, like, my MagSafe wallet or
Oh,
MagSafe
that's
charger
fair.
lined up properly.
Mm-hmm.
But with the mini, because it's, like, basically the width of the thing, like, it
Mm-hmm.
takes absolutely no effort to get the wallet perfectly aligned or the battery pack perfectly aligned or the charger.
Yeah.
Um, and, like, the wallet itself feels so much more secure on the mini than it did the Pro Max, just because,
Interesting.
like, there's no service area of the phone behind it.
Right.
So, like, I have to hold the wallet in order to hold the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Pro Max, I would constantly just, like, bump my wallet askew just
Yeah.
because, like, it got in my way of holding the phone.
I understand what you're saying. So like I had like the opposite experience with my going from the Pro Max
Yeah.
to the Pro. Like so for the weekend I didn't have a case because
Mhm.
it wasn't cut. I got the Nomad case, so like they weren't shipping until like that Monday, and then mine
Yeah.
didn't actually ship until like Wednesday or Thursday, so I didn't actually get it till like Monday or Tuesday of this week. So I had like the whole weekend without the case. And oh my God, I thought I was going to drop it and it was going to die within the first week. And like, I was going to be like, well, I guess that's it. Like, I got to go to Apple already. Like,
Yeah.
um, but without the case, I found that attaching without the case on, I found that my MagSafe wallet, like, was not, like, it just felt insecure against the
Mhm.
raw phone itself. But
Yeah.
now that I have the Nomad case on it, like it feels a lot better.
Yeah,
Um, but
on
that
my
that
Pro
was my
Max,
experience with it.
like, on my Pro Max, like, that surface, that matte
Yeah.
surface that they had on there, I had the same issue. Like, it was just not very secure, and it's just so easy to
Hmm.
skew the thing. Because there's
Yeah. I
it's
mean, it was definitely easy to like skew, but I never felt like it was gonna fall off. If that makes
oh.
sense. So like, I literally felt like whenever I was, so like Friday night we went to go play Top Golf, and
Mhm.
like I had the wallet attached to the phone, and I literally felt like it was gonna fall. Like the wallet was like just bound to fall off the phone.
That's
And I
terrifying.
was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my whole wallet. There goes the credit card and my driver's license. And that's always a mess. Like, I've never lost my license, but I would imagine it would be a mess to lose
Yeah,
it. And
probably.
so like, I mean, like, how do you get one back? Like, how do you prove you're you? Like, and I might just be
Yeah.
overthinking it, but like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to deal with it. So like,
That's fair.
I'm like, I can't lose that wallet. Like, and at one point I was like, okay, I'm going to detach the wallet and put that in my other pocket. And then I was like, wait, that's probably not a good idea because I know I'm never going to leave my phone anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you should have returned your MagSafe wallet and gotten the
Got the,
the new one with Find My integration,
maybe. Oh.
just for peace of mind.
But then it just would have told me where the last place it was, right? It doesn't have like an actual like air tag in it where it beacons to other phones to tell me it's moved.
Oh.
I don't think it does. So I think it's just like a like
I know it doesn't beep, but wait, why do I know that? Maybe that was a dream. I think I dreamt about having
the
the
wallet.
Find My MagSafe wallet. Uh, I'm
Sounds like a
fine.
Jake thing.
Yeah, that's 100% on brand for me.
Uh,
But
but yeah, I mean,
yeah, the
I was really tempted to, but I just didn't. I was like, I already have it. I don't want to take another trip to the Apple. I don't want to take
yeah.
another trip to the Apple store when I know there could be an iPad mini there that's just so enticing that I just have to stop. Basically, I'm just kidding. I would. No, an iPad mini is not in my future right now.
That's fair. That's fair. It's in mine. It's coming.
I'm so excited for you though. If I was still
Yeah,
traveling, I probably would have, to be honest.
that's fair. That's fair. It'll be great for the smidge of traveling that I do in my life. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, the cameras on
Hmm.
it are good. They're good.
I mean, they're the
Um,
12 cameras, right? Like the
yeah, I
12 Pro
mean,
Max cameras. Like,
they're definitely like the it's got the ultra wide and just like the wide angle lens with sensor shift this year, which is
right.
awesome. The sensor shift in the mini, and they're They're a little bit better than the corresponding lenses on the 12 Pro Max,
Oh, okay.
or the corresponding cameras on the 12 Pro Max. Like I've noticed that the like indoor performance of the ultra wide lens,
Mm-hmm.
like it does take a lot better photos on this phone than my 12 Pro Max did
Mm.
with that particular lens. I haven't done any of the low light. I haven't taken any low light photos with the new phone yet.
Mm-hmm.
But like just indoor, like there's no noise and no like distortion at or like there was always like this like noisy haze kind of like around the edges with the ultra
Mm-hmm.
wide lenses. I'm sure that's going to be a thing with low light still a little bit, but like as far as like indoor like normal lighting, I'm not seeing that anymore.
Nice.
So like I'm really liking that lens a lot more this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely have some FOMO of the macro on the ultra wide lens and the pros this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I do notice that there are a lot of times where I'm just like, oh, I got to tap on the 2.5x, but it doesn't exist anymore. Okay,
Yeah.
I got to get closer.
I gotta zoom with my feet.
Yeah.
Which
So yeah, I definitely.
I'm used to actually with my big camera of zooming with my, so I like basically just shoot prime with my
Yeah.
big camera. I have
Same.
the only zoom lens I have is my kit lens.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's going between a 20 and a 40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, all I'm going to do is I have to move my feet back and forth. But I'm like, with my phone, I shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just like some perspective that's
Mm-hmm.
better with the telephoto lens that I didn't fully process.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I now that I have this 13 mini, I'm realizing, oh, like if I'm taking some like a picture of something like on my desk in front of me, a lot of times I would actually use the telephoto lens and then pull my camera back because it was just a better perspective of
Mm-hmm.
what I was shooting. And I didn't realize how often I did that until
Right.
I didn't have that lens anymore. So next year I'm probably going to go back to a pro phone to get the
The 30.
full camera system. But I think this is going to be a really good year, just having a break from the phablet and having this teeny tiny phone, and that's really great. And honestly, there is a very high chance that I may buy out the rest of the phone when this year is
Oh,
up, so I can
interesting.
keep it instead of trading it in
Mm-hmm.
next year. But we'll see when the time comes. Like, there's a lot that's going to happen in the next year. So,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely. Are you on the iHog beta?
I was before this phone.
Can you install Test Flight and let me know how that goes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you know whenever it's time.
Yeah.
I rated all the screens, and it looks like it should fit well on an iPhone Mini now.
Mhm.
And last year, I kind of just said F it, which it seems like did TikTok and Instagram ever update for you?
Yeah, Instagram. Once I did that like weird reinstall of iOS 15,
Then everything fixed.
yeah, Instagram was fine. I
Okay.
didn't have any problems with TikTok
Oh, okay.
personally.
I didn't know if it was. I just said to you off the top. I knew it was Instagram. I think I just
Oh,
made up TikTok because I'm obsessed now.
that's fair.
To the point where I'm even making my own TikToks of the cats now.
Yes.
Okay, so like, yeah, so like I just said F it, forget about the mini size last year. I just did
Yeah,
not worry what that experience was like.
that's
And
fair.
I spent like the last month trying to redesign what that programming screen would look like on like other phones besides the Pro Max.
Hmm.
Because that's what I noticed last year I did was I prioritized the screen that I had, even though I really didn't program anything. Like I wasn't doing shows or anything, but I was still prioritizing the phone that I actually had.
Yeah, and like that's kind of why I want to hold on to the mini because like that's
Hmm.
gonna be a really good dev phone, like
Yeah.
designed for like the smallest screen. I don't know.
And like if Apple chooses not to and keep pushing out software updates for it forever, like I don't what like I think the 8 still gets software updates at this point.
Yeah, yeah, like
Like
yeah. 10, the iPhone 10 and below there are some features that aren't available in
yeah.
iOS 15 for those phones, but they still get updates.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That's craziness. Um is there anything else about your phone? Have you been using the photographic styles? I
Oh
haven't had
yeah.
a chance to set any it walked me through setting them up whenever recently, but I was not wanting to do it yet.
So I yeah, definitely am using it exactly the way I thought I would. which is I switched over to the rich photographic style, and I cooled it off a little bit, because that's like usually when I'm taking photos, I like a little bit more contrast, and I tend to cool it down. So just perpetually living in that rich, cool photographic style. Like the photos that I have taken, like I haven't gone in and edited any of the photos that I've taken so far.
Nice.
Um,
That's the
yeah, like
point.
I'm really, yeah, I'm really liking it, and then I can go in and still tweak it afterward.
Right.
But
Because it captures like the raw picture, or it captures like the original picture, and it's just putting the edits on top, right?
well, actually, like shortly
Or am
before
I
the podcast,
wrong?
I was pooping, and I'm like, oh, can you go in and change the photographic style
Uh-huh.
in post? And you can't.
Oh.
Like there's not a way to say like, oh, I took it using this style instead of that one.
Mhm.
But so it's just like the raw, quote unquote, because I can't shoot in raw anymore. Um, the raw photo is just
Is the photographic
closer
style
to
one.
what I normally edit my photos to.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah, I set it in rich cool and I love it, and I haven't used any of the other styles.
Nice.
But like
I
yeah.
actually made my default app for camera the Halide app.
Oh,
So, well, most of the time. So if I want to take any, like, I even moved it to like the home screen. If I want to take any picture that's not like a quick pet picture because they're being ridiculous, I go to the Halide camera app.
awesome.
Yeah.
You
can't change the defaults, but this is what I did for calculator is I did a shortcut. Anytime you launch the calculator, it switches to PCalc.
Nice.
So I could, because I don't want it to launch every time because the iPhone app is quicker to launch. Like the native app is quicker to launch. And every time I want to take a photo of Sydney, I have like 0.5 seconds to capture it. So I can't do that necessarily. So the most I have is like on the home screen itself. Like the app is there.
Love it.
Yeah. And they've taken advantage of macro mode and all that stuff in their app.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I need to check out Halide. I've never have.
I think it's a paid app because it's like one of those pro apps that like it's a pro level app for the camera. Like you can literally like ISO, aperture, shutter speed, all of that like into manual mode, and you just have total control. Like if it was a camera like I mean it's a camera now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I had been using Lightroom
Mm-hmm.
when I wanted to go like full on manual with my phone camera. I would just use the Lightroom app.
That's fair.
It'd be good, but I haven't checked out Halide. I'll do that.
Yeah. And it's good. I highly recommend it. I don't remember what it costs because I think I got it last year because they did a Mark II version. I know I had the first one. But they did a Mark II version. It also has portrait mode built in as well, so you don't lose that.
Nice. Is it Apple's portrait mode?
I think so. Yeah, because they just utilize the APIs. And then what's cool is in the top corner, you have the histogram.
Oh, nice.
And then this is turning into like I can show and tell on my app. And then you can also turn on if you're one that likes to turn on zebras for your camera, so that you can see if everything's exposed properly and whatnot. You can also turn that on in the app as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. If you're into photography, it's definitely worth like trying and playing with and seeing if it's something you'd use. And Apple's really generous on their refund. So if you actually end up, it may even be a subscription now. I don't remember.
That's fair.
If you need a refund, they'll give you a refund. So like last week, I bought the $100 for the NHL package. Did you know that the NHL lost the rights to stream their games?
I did know that because you told me.
Right. So I had to request that refund because I was like, I'm not gonna let the NHL have $100 for not giving me my games.
Yeah. Oh, National Hockey League.
But it was super easy to refund. So
yay.
Me saying that is if you end up not liking it within like the first 2 weeks, you can request a refund and it should be easy to come back.
Awesome. I've never done that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check out Highlight now.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. With that being said, what iOS 15 features are your favorite so far?
So the entire beta, like the scan text feature with the camera, like I used it once. I'm like, oh, that was impressive. Wow. And then never used it again. But the other night I had to sign on to a streaming app on my TV, and it said, go to this URL and enter this code. And I'm like, oh, light bulb. So I get out my camera and I'm like, I tapped the URL that it detected
Uh-huh.
on my phone and it took me to that URL. And then when I went into the enter the code and
Mm-hmm.
I did the scan text and then boop, scanned the text on the screen. And it was it was a much better experience authenticating your TV apps. So,
Nice. Because that
yeah.
experience sucks.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
And Apple has like offered up so many solutions to this problem and no one is utilizing it.
No, and even the ones that utilize single sign-on. So like we use my mom's DirecTV account to sign on,
Same.
and it's like I don't know why you wouldn't if they're paying for it
No.
and they're not using it. Like why not? Because they have the actual
Yep.
TV. And my mom has the DVR part. So she's like, yeah, I'm not even using the streaming part whatsoever because I just DVR whatever I want to watch. So I'm like,
Yeah.
great, I'll use it. That's fine. Like some apps have implemented single sign-on, but then you have to go re-authenticate that you are actually part of signed in with the single sign-on. And I'm like, what is the point of this?
Yeah.
Like you half implemented it and made it worse at the same time.
Yeah.
Like even worse than like it would be before.
Maybe someday Apple will come up with something that the developers will latch onto, but geez, authenticating apps sucks on the Apple
Yeah.
TV.
So I tried, after you texted me that, I actually had to go and authenticate. I think it was the ESPN Plus app, which I don't even understand why I had to authenticate because I just subscribed with my Apple ID and I signed in with Apple. So I'm like, what do I have to authenticate with? Like, it's all Apple, but whatever. And I had the opposite experience. It was super hard for me to figure out, for me to get which text to actually select.
Oh.
And it didn't recognize the URL, and it just didn't recognize the code. But I did have a moment over the summer. We do pick up for our groceries. And whenever you do curbside pickup, it has the little sign with the code. So I went to go text, because you have to text the code. I typed in the number that I needed to go to, and then I like zoomed in on the sign, and I just like selected the 4 digits I needed, and then hit send.
Amazing.
And it was great. It was easy. So I think something was just going on that night.
I'm really excited to just like get used to the scan text feature, and so like for it to be like, oh, I can do this part of my brain. Like,
I really want it. I wonder if shortcuts, if there is a way to do this in shortcuts, and maybe I just don't know. So basically, I made this shortcut that I push the button, and it's like a whole. I just made a widget on the home screen. I push it, and it pops up, and it says, "What spot are you in?" And it autofills the text message for me, and I just type in the characters. I wonder if there's a way, and there's never a scan text button that pops up with it at the same time.
Yeah.
But that would be the next step, is to get it to automatically just be like ready for me to scan text. So I can scan because it's for my grocery pickup. Literally, that's all the button is for. It's so that whenever it's always the same number, no matter which HEB we go to. It's always the same number. You just changed whatever the code is for the parking spot. So I want that way to get that scan text in there.
So if Shortcuts doesn't natively let you scan text, because like I have a shortcut that I wrote that takes my temperature. So like I scan my brain and I write down my temperature because I'm a data hoarder and I love data. But when I run it, like it asks, what is your current temperature? And if I tap where's the camera? If I tap the cursor, bloop, it'll show me the scan text button. And then I tap scan text and I can bloop, scan stuff. So that's a workaround if it doesn't natively just immediately open up the camera.
Right. Where'd it go? Pick up
I love
HEB.
Shark.
So I would have to. Oh, I still have to tap on it though. Because what would be
Yeah.
great would be for it to just open to the camera to get the text. I bet I could
that would be
make that.
awesome.
I wonder if I could make the. I wonder if I could make an app that made a shortcut, opens the camera. I can scan text via the camera app.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know where this connection goes into it though, because it somehow has to know, okay, I've scanned the text. Let's go to the next step of
Yeah, there's really no
take that.
wait.
Yeah, like take that step and then push it into the message.
Yeah.
Because like the whole thing is then I have to tap on it. I have to wait for it to recognize that I tapped on it. And at that point, I could have just typed in the 4 characters.
Yeah. Meow.
But it's almost there. Anyway, but that was for me to say.
Yay.
It was cool. It was cool the couple times I did it.
Yay.
Yeah. My good feature inside. You've hinted at my feature that I like so far is focus modes. I don't think I've utilized it as much as you have, but I made one on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called Sunday morning. So when I implement that one, we've left the house and we're on our way to go fill up gas in Katie's car.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go pick up our HEB. And then we get some kind of breakfast. So I put there's the Panera app, the McDonald's app, and another app on the home screen. So when I go into that focus, it toggles that home screen as my main home screen, turns the other home screen off. And it has the widget for me to pick up the HEB, and it has all the other apps in there that I need as well, and I keep the weather forecast in there on my home screen as well.
Love it.
That is the only one that I've made. Oh, and I've made a movies one, and I've made a movies focus mode also. So when I have that set to be a location based trigger. So whenever I get to Alamo Draft House, it automatically goes into there.
I'm gonna copy you and set that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't utilize focus mode to its full potential while I was in beta.
Mm-hmm.
But something I really appreciate about focus mode now is all of my friends are getting into iOS 15. So when I go to text them, I know if they're in a do not disturb state or not, and it's just so great. And also I feel less bad putting myself into do not disturb
Because other people are doing it.
knowing that they know I'm unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel bad going into do not disturb.
Yeah.
And I get a bunch of texts from people or something, and I feel like I've been neglecting them because they don't know I just set my phone to be not available. But yeah.
Well, and then what's cool with iOS 15 is that it also brought the fact that you can message it'll automatically send a message out to you no matter what your mode is, because before it was just driving.
Yeah.
And something else that iOS 15 enabled, which maybe I just didn't notice, but is that you can now have driving mode while you're car playing. Because before, or at least maybe it was iOS 13, I could not have driving mode on and CarPlay on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wanted my car to recognize I was in driving mode, I couldn't have it in CarPlay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that defeats the purpose because I want CarPlay because I want to listen to my podcasts.
Yep.
And then I still want Katie's messages to come through. So how does this work?
Yeah.
But I can do that now. So I have it now. I have it set to anytime I connect into CarPlay, it'll turn on driving mode, and it will send the text saying, and it should send the text saying, "Hey, I'm driving. I'll text you later."
Yes, and there's also the option of if you've texted that person in the past 24 hours, it'll respond, but otherwise it won't. And I'm that's brilliant because I always felt bad spamming people with that message,
right?
But now I can be a little bit more selective with who gets that spam. Yeah. I've got a personal focus, so if I just want to lightly tune out the world, I can go into personal focus. I got my work focus, which changes my home screen and shows me all of the apps that we make, and that has been really handy because I get calls on those apps sometimes, and they're just now my home screen. My sleep focus, my podcasting focus, which I'm currently in, which shuts everything off. People can't even call me. My mindfulness focus for when I'm meditating using the new Apple Fitness Plus meditations, which are really great, by the way.
Ooh,
And then fitness and driving.
nice.
But I've been meaning to make a movie one, but I just haven't gone to any movies.
That's fair. I think I made it whenever I went to Shang-Chi. I don't never pronounce it correct. The Marvel one, the last Marvel.
Shang-Chi
Yes.
and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yes.
In theaters now.
I think that's when I made it. Real quick, you were like, "Oh, I don't let text come through," and I'm like, "I do." And this is only for audio people. I mean, for video people, because that was the picture I just got.
Oh, that is so worth it. Yeah, you audio people are screwed. Kitties. Yeah.
But
I should maybe turn repeat calls on for when I'm in
you can.
podcasting
We're,
focus.
we're pretty loose here. I mean, I let it come through just because I need to actually utilize probably focus modes on my Mac more than I do. So I think my work computer, once work OK is updating to macOS 15, 16, whatever number it is, to Monterey, macOS Monterey, I will probably be utilizing focus modes a bit more. That way, like, calls won't get to the Mac.
Yeah.
While I'm doing a FaceTime, while I'm doing like a Google Meet thing, which would be nice. But yeah,
I just wish I had a Mac at work.
It's nice. Except they locked out the iCloud feature, so like I can't sign into iCloud, which means I can't turn on Apple Watch Unlock.
Oh, that's El Stinko.
Yeah.
Can you at least sign into messages?
I don't think I was supposed to, but I did. So like I somehow got signed into my iCloud at some point. I can't get back into it to sign me out though, so I don't know what's gonna happen when that happens.
Well, the Messages app lets you sign in independently of the iCloud setting,
and I think that's how I did it. But then it signed me into like everywhere because my calendar was populated. Then at that point, contacts could be populated. But what I mainly needed was a sign in with Apple to be able to be populated, which it wouldn't unless I was signed in via the system preferences. So after somehow I got signed into iCloud on the computer, it let me do that because like I use Fantastical and that account is synced to my sign in with Apple account.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I think there were a couple other apps that I used. I just try to sign in with Apple with everything now. So it's and it wouldn't let me sign in, and it wouldn't be like redirect through a browser. It had to be like on the computer itself. And I was like, well, this is BS, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. At least on Windows, because there are some things I have to sign in on my work PC. At least that just redirects to Apple's website.
If I sign into a website with sign in with Apple, it does. It's just whenever it's like an app itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still super excited for SharePlay. It's not out yet, but I'm excited.
It's in the beta.
Again?
15.1 beta.
I know under the radar we're speculating about it possibly being pushed to 15.2.
No.
I'm just like, whatever. It'll come when it comes.
Yeah.
It'll be neat. I'm not going to update anything specifically to get it. I turned off the beta feature. I didn't even turn on beta on my 13.
Yeah. I always beta like the major release, but then turn it off for like minors and patches.
Same. It's the exact same.
Like I turn it on for the riskiest one.
Yep. The only time that has actually bitten me was when the 10.5 iPad Pro came out, because I got it. I then went traveling for work and was like, I'm going to put the beta on it. It's fine. It works for like a week. I go traveling and it's just stuck in a boot loop. I then have to go. I luckily had my computer still on me so I could do my presentations that I needed to. And then when I got home, I had already scheduled the Apple appointment. Went in, they took my iPad for another week. Got it back just in time for vacation. No. I put the beta back on it because that is me. And then we went on vacation And while in New York, I got stuck in another boot loop.
Oops.
And we went to the Apple store there in New York, which was super cool because we went to Grand Central Station.
Yes.
It was so
I've always
pretty.
wanted to go to that one.
It was so pretty. So we went to that one, and then I made us also go to the one on Fifth Avenue that has the box.
Yes.
Every time I go to New York, that's what I have to do if I'm going into the city for like fun. Like that is, I just have to. I don't know why, but I have to.
Yep.
It's just like a must. Like now in LA, I have to go to the theater one, the downtown one. Like that, you just have to.
I can't wait to visit that one someday.
It's gonna be so pretty. It is so pretty. Even though I haven't seen it, it's pretty.
Yeah. Justine took Maddie to that theater on the iPhone 13 launch day.
Oh, that dog is like the luckiest dog.
To
be that dog.
I mean, I guess no, I don't necessarily want to be a dog. I want my dog to have Maddie's life. That's I think what I was trying to say.
That's
I don't have a dog, but
yeah, I mean our dogs have their own couch. I don't know.
That's true.
They're living their best life.
Yes.
But like, so then I had to go to that one, and then finally Katie was like, when you get your next iPad, you cannot, like, because they had to take it back. Like there was no way to like fix it there, so they had to take it. Yep. And I didn't have any replacements to just give me because I was still like within the like return window or whatever on it. Mm-hmm. But they didn't have any replacements to just give me. So they were like, well, we can take it back and then send you another one. I'm like, sure, that's fine. Okay, can you just send it to like the work address or whatever? And they were like, no, we can't actually. So like I had to wait till I came back to Austin again to take it back to the same Apple store because I always just did the one next to work. And so after 2 of them, Katie was like, no more. Do not do this. At least wait till you're not traveling as much. Do not.
I love that.
And I was like, I guess you're right. Well, because I also I was like the person who presented off their iPad.
Yeah,
like,
you were.
I would set up my iPad to actually to do my hog training classes on.
It was amazing.
It was great. It worked. It worked 100%. I never had issues. The Orlando office, I always had issues with my Mac. I don't know why. But it always had issues. Like it would time out. It just wouldn't connect correctly. But if I hooked up my iPad, it was fine.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. So like,
console trainings.
I don't think they filled my job yet. Go learn some hog.
Pig.
Basically, it's pretty similar until you get to like the nuances. Like,
yeah. I
mean, I could do a basic show on EOS if I needed to.
I could stumble my way back into doing a basic show on Hog. I think I could record some cues.
It's the same way. I do. You just hit record, enter.
Yeah.
It's the same way.
The programmer
it's just manual data.
It is. Like I understand that, and like I can make that connection for like Hog customers coming to EOS, but I can't make my EOS brain make that connection on Hog. But I also have barely programmed on Hog.
That's fair.
But
yeah, I did do like 4 years of programming on EOS, so with the last 2 years being going back and forth all the time. So yeah, because I was working at high end on Hog as an R&D intern my junior year, and then as support my senior year, but then still programming shows at school.
I need to diversify my...
So that was not fun.
I bet.
Yeah, my brain was going through some loops, plus trying to remember everything else, because like I put off English, like that you're supposed to take your freshman year. I put it off to like senior year. And then I put off like the language requirement that you're also supposed to take the first half till like the second half of till like the last year of school. And I was like, well, it's do or die. If I don't pass these classes, well, I guess I will figure out what I need to do.
Yeah. You went to UT Austin?
Mm-hmm.
I got a call from UT Austin today.
Oh, who'd you talk to?
Some maintenance technician person.
Oh.
Something about pickles. Pickle research.
Oh, so that's where that's where our friends work.
Oh!
They work at the Pickle Research Center, which isn't actually actually connected to campus or the theater department of any kind.
Oh,
But
but are there pickles?
there are not.
Oh.
I know.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, but I really hoped they were actually researching
Yeah.
pickles.
No, it is just it's just where all their research happens, or a lot of the
Gotcha.
research happens. I went to I threw my mom through a loop my junior year. Like I was all dead set on going to MIT for computer science, and we went to an MIT like information session at the Pickle Research Center.
Whoa. Pickles.
And then senior year, I was like, JK mom, I'm gonna go major in theater. Bye.
Bye. I know a lot of theater people who have either double majored or waffled with computer science. I should have.
You
So I
could.
did digital media art. Learned valuable tools for editing podcasts.
Hey, it's turning out useful right now.
It is. It's all coming back to me. My last edit was a lot better than my first one.
It just takes practice. You got it.
Yep. Just gotta get back into it.
Yeah.
But that was a tangent.
Anyway, that was a tangent. Is there anything else iOS 15, iPhone 13 wise?
Sorry, there was one more thing. I forgot to put it on the list.
One more thing.
Oh no, my brain just stopped.
Oh no, I made a joke and it's gone.
No, it's not you. It's just come back to me, brain. Oh, okay. In HomePod 15, like they don't even call it HomePod OS, they just call it HomePod 15. The integration between HomePod 15 and tvOS 15, you can use Yo Siri to like almost fully control your TV. You can be like, Yo Siri, open Netflix, and she'll open Netflix, or Yo Siri, tune into Foundation, and she'll just start playing the latest episode of Foundation. And it's been really nice. I deleted all of my shortcuts that I had programmed to kind of hack around controlling my TV, but having it natively supported, and like it'll even like rewind for you.
That's
like
nifty.
I wanted to go back like 40 seconds, and I'm like, Yo Siri, take it back 40 seconds for me.
So is that only the HomePod can do that? Like, let's say you didn't have a HomePod in your house. Could you do that with your phone Siri if it's on the same network?
I don't know.
I mean, I can't test it because I have a HomePod. Yeah. And I don't want to unplug. Every time I unplug my HomePod, it messes something up. So.
Yeah, and I also assume the HomePod has to be in the same room.
Oh. So I would assume not then. I would assume it's only like Home OS.
Yeah.
HomePod 15.
HomePod 15.
I thought we had finally all gotten on the same trend whenever they like changed Mac OS instead of Mac OS 10 to Mac OS.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are.
Now iPad OS exists again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it.
No, that's pretty nifty though.
Really fun feature.
I need to try some more of that. I think it's just like I got too burned out thinking like trying to do stuff like that it's like I just don't even try anymore.
That's fair. I know that feel.
Yeah. Like I still want to put NFC tags everywhere. So like when I go to bed, I can just trigger like whenever it's actually time for sleep, like I can tap it and it actually like turns off the rest of the lights. Or and then like when you wake up, you scan the other one next to it. That's just like, yes, turn on.
Or you can put some conditional logic there.
That's true.
And so like the time of day that you scan it does different.
Oh, that's true. And then it's just the same one.
Yeah, I used back tap to do that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I back tap at like in the evening, it does one thing, but if I back tap during the day, it does another. And
that's nifty. Yeah.
Conditional logic.
Yeah. That's an idea. Because right now I just have automation set to like turn stuff on and turn stuff off, which is nifty. But I run into issues where like this morning it didn't work, and I'm like, why did it not work? Like, what did you?
Yeah.
But here we are.
But hey, the automation that I programmed for my my podcasting focus worked perfectly. I turned on my podcast. Yes, thank you. I turned on my podcasting focus, and my podcasting lighting turned on. The override that I programmed that temporarily disables my motion detector turned on, and
nice.
my watch muted as well as going into the focus mode, and
See, that's all fun. That's all
I love
good.
automating and shortcuts.
It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, is there anything else we need to talk about?
Have we talked about burritos yet today?
We have not.
Okay. We should probably say that for another time.
Yeah, that might be maybe next time.
Deal.
I'm trying to think if there's even a way that I could bring this around besides the Chipotle app, but
Oh, that's an okay app.
yeah, it's not. It's not like McDonald's level app, but it's an alright app.
McDonald's app is so good.
Yeah, that's actually a topic for another day.
Yes.
If you would like to hear this conversation of us pitting fast food, casual dining food apps against each other, make sure to like, heart, subscribe, follow, do whatever it is you do to like keep up with us in our next episodes and whatever it is that your app, whatever podcatcher wants you to do to say that you actually like us and like listening to us, because we will be back another day that is yet another today to talk about more tech. Bye.
Bye.